Yo, what's up everybody? This is Unpunk bringing you a video on how you can complete the Gauntlet within Blood of the Dead, the Hellcatraz Gauntlet, solo or with a squad. This is going to be more designed for solo, but you can easily adapt this for a squad run of this Hellcatraz Gauntlet your first time through. With these tips and tricks, you're going to be able to do this without the need of any kind of consumables. You will see that we did use consumables in our run, but this was to guarantee that we would successfully complete this when we were doing it, so don't mind that. Now let's get right into it. So the first round is called Sacred Ground. It is do not allow any zombies to enter Rick Toffat's lab. As simple as it sounds. Kill all zombies out the two windows that are down there that will be from the brick that they break down, and watch the stairs and don't let them come down. A little harder solo, but just run around, shoot them, throw your Wraith Fire at the stairs if you need to, and watch the two windows from close by. Pretty simple. The next round is called Jump Shot, and players can only attack while jumping. Recommend using the Strife and the Stiletto Knife, which I am assuming you all will have. If you are trying this gauntlet, you most likely will have that, so use that to your advantage, not too hard. Round 3 is a little tricky, so I would stay somewhere in kind of like a corner somewhere that's safe, because all of your controls are reversed. Everything's inverted, flipped around. Up is down, down is up, right is left, left is right, all of that. So just kind of get used to it. A little bit hard. Use that Stiletto Knife, use your grenades to help you out, and just, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but it's only round 3, so it shouldn't be too bad. Round 4 is a load of nonsense. Weapons must be reloaded after every shot if ammo is consumed, or if ammo is available rather. So what you need to do for this one is just not shoot, and as long as you don't shoot, you can use a Stiletto Knife. If it doesn't let you use it, says it's not available, shoot one bullet, reload, and then you can continue to use that. At this point, you want to have your first dog completed. Additionally, you want to try to make your way across the catwalk around this point in your game. Next up is called Fish in the Barrel, which is using the swordfish only. This is right on the recreation yard, so it's right after the catwalk. Pretty easy and self-explanatory. Round 6 is pretty easy. It takes all your weapons and it's going to replace it with an SDM, and you can only shoot while aiming down sights. So if you have a better sight than the stock sight, I recommend using like the iron sight or something along those lines. It will make a big help. As well as during this round, you want to make sure you fill that second dog that is going to be right in the middle of the prison. Round 7 again is pretty easy. It's just getting zombie kills with traps only. You can only use traps, obviously, so you're going to want to have a few points saved up. I'd recommend at least 3k saved up, and head to spawn in the New Industries, train right there, activate the trap, stand next to it, and let all the zombies go in. If you want to make this easier and guarantee you won't mess up, bring a nuke or two in, and that's going to help you clear the round real quick, because that works. The next round is called Aiming Does Sting, and its ADS cause damage, so just don't look down sights and go ahead and start working on that final dog, getting the power on, and working on getting the spoon, because by the end of round 8, you're gonna need to have that final dog done. You're gonna want to have the power on, because obviously that's required to get that final dog, and that spoon should be obtained. The next is going to be round 9 is going to be one player must possess the Hell's Retriever. So of course you have finished your final dog, so just go ahead and grab the Hell's Retriever before the end of round 9. Round 10 is just defend the roof. Very easy to do. By round 10, you're going to want to have your Mazu picked up and peck punched at least one time, because a Mazu is going to be needed for a later round, so make sure you have that packed and ready to go. On round 11, you're going to want to make sure that you guys pack that Mazu a second time, or at least have the money to pack it a second time. And it's going to be in black and white mode. It's a no HUD mode. It's harder to see, so find your favorite training spot and start training during that round. It's not very hard though, so don't freak out. Next round is called Brain Soup, and you need to kill at least 20 zombies with the spoon. So again, make sure you have the spoon clearly before round 12, so that way you guys can be getting those kills real easy. Each player in your game will need to get the 20 kills, so it's not as a team, it's per player. So make sure again that all of these things, if you're doing these, they are per player. So all these steps need to be followed spot for spot per player. Next up, you're going to want to make sure before you end round 12 that you have went around and collected the skulls to get your free blunder gap by at least one player. If other players are hitting the box, doing things along those lines with some spare points to get that, that is perfectly fine, but make sure one player has the free blunder gap by the end of round 12. You want to have your third Pack-a-Punch on the Mazu. So 3 times in the machine, your 5,000 and then 2 2,500s already done, and you want to craft the magma gap on this round. It's a little bit tricky to do, but if you have that spoon and you're getting those spoon kills, you can easily use that as your way to get the souls filled for the magma gat upgrade and to take it to get that upgrade. Round 13 is sprint to avoid point drain. You will lose 10 points every second you are not sprinting. It's not massively insane, but it does make a difference. So find a good spot you can train. Whether it's the whole map, whether you're doing another objective like packing your Mazu for the 4th time, which you should be doing at this point. You're starting your golden spork upgrade, which again you should be working on at round 13. You should start those golden spork upgrades around this time. And also be getting those kills on the roof with the magma gap, training in circles. That makes it much easier to continue that running, so that way you don't lose those points. Overall, round 13 is not too tricky, but you can also make sure you spend most of your points beforehand, so that way you have less to lose. Round 14 is a pretty tricky one, and this is the key reason that you have been packing this Mazu the entire time up until now. And it is possess a fully packed weapon at the end of the round. And this is 5 times. So you have to have the base Pack-a-Punch, which costs you 5,000 points, and additionally 10,000 more points to pack it 4 more times on top of that. So that's why you have been packing it for the previous 4 rounds. That way you can just pack it one last time, and your Mazu is fully maxed, counts as the gun you need, and it's a great gun for the next round, which will be shooting zombies with a Mazu only. Actually, that's 2 rounds away. That's going to be 16, not 15. I apologize there. But nonetheless, you're going to want to have that 5th pack, because that is the requirement for round 14. It's called Total Repack. Round 15 is pretty straightforward, and it's just defend the powerhouse, and it's called Power Through. So that's the one by Spawn. Pretty simple, easy to do. On round 15, you want to make sure you turn your magma gat into the acid gat. So before you end round 14 or 15, you want to try and get that magma gat turned into the acid gat, so that on round 17 you guys can turn it back into the magma gat, because on round 17 it's going to require you to forge the magma gat during that round. Round 16 I already specified was the Mazu only, and then round 18 is going to be called Sacrificial Packed. This is where you're going to have to sacrifice 2 weapons to the Pack-a-Punch machine. So before leading up to round 18, what you're going to want to do is use your fully upgraded Mazu to sacrifice that into the Pack-a-Punch. You put it in for 1,500 points, and it's going to completely take that weapon away from you. It's good to have a secondary gun like the magma gat. If you're playing solo, you obviously will have it. If you're playing with multiple players, it's going to be a little bit different. So make sure you guys get that all set up and have your Mazu sacrificed for 1,500 points. Buy a cheap wall weapon near you, and then pack that. You'll roughly need about 7,000 points by the end of round 18 to complete this challenge. Round 19 is just called Japanese Horror, and it is Survive the Terror. Zombies will move slowly, and then in a burst they'll run at you. Not too hard, but what I would do is camp on the roof with the magma gat, and what you're going to want to do is save up and buy the Tommy gun and Pack-a-Punch it at least once if you can by the end of this round, so that way you guys can have this for the next challenge. Will be coming up a few rounds down the line. And I would also try to finish up all your golden spore kills with the magma gat during this round, as it's a perfect opportunity. Round 20 is just defending the shower, straightforward. Round 21 is health regeneration, only works while prone. So again, I would camp on the roof, and if you need to, finish off those golden sport kills prone by the Pack-a-Punch, so that way you can restore health, and using your magma gat to keep the zombies off you. Easier solo, but still doable in 2, 3, or 4 players. More magma gats are better for this, makes it a lot easier. Your special weapons will come in very handy. Make sure before you end round 21 that you have spent all of your points on perks or on upgrading your Tommy gun to the highest max it can and getting a good secondary pack-a-punch ability on it. By this time, you should be good to go and be able to fully upgrade this gun. If you have not gone down a whole bunch of times, you should be good to go. Because on round 22, it takes away all your points, so spend as much as you can before you hit 21. That is just massive, massive. Next is going to be 23, and kills via weapons without attachments are allowed. So you can only kill weapons with weapons like, for example, the Grav, the MP40, the Tommy gun, the Magma gun, weapons that you can't customize or that you don't have attachments on. So that's why I recommended having your Tommy gun and having it fully upgraded with your Magma gun, so you got plenty of ammo to power through the round, no problem. Round 24, just pick your favorite training area. For mine, the cafeteria. Start the round 24 in your favorite training area, because it's going to lock all doors and they're sealed for the round, so you can't go anywhere. And make sure your shield's ready to go so you're not going to get that taken down. Next is defend the infirmary. It is stand firm, not too hard, easier with more people. In this case, there will be 3 to 4 wardens if you're playing a 3-player game or more, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. The Magma Gat will be absolutely crucial for this round as well. Round 26 gets a little tricky, and that's why you grabbed that Tommy gun off the wall earlier and I fully pack-a-punched it, because you can only use that weapon during the round. I recommend training at the docks if possible, so that way you can buy ammo as needed, because if you don't have a fully upgraded one, it's going to take quite a bit of ammo, and even if you do, it still is going to need a couple of rounds. You're going to have to buy ammo a couple of times, and each time you buy ammo for all pack-a-punch guns, it will cost 4,500 points. Round 27 is pretty easy, but what you're going to want to do is stay at the docks at the end of 26. The 27 start of the round will take all of your ammo out of all of your guns, so just go ahead and buy the Tommy gun ammo right at the start of the round. Once it's taken your points, you'll be good to go. If you need to, you should have your spork knife at this time to be able to help kind of keep the zombies off you for the first few seconds of the round if for some reason you get in a bad position. Next up is 28, and it is travel through hellholes before timer expires. This is pretty easy. What I did is I used the cafeteria, and I went from there to spawn. It has a minute in between each teleportation, so what you do is just make a full big old train out and spawn, come back down, the thing should be ready to go, wait till it's about 15 or 20 seconds, use the fast travel back into the cafeteria, make a couple loops, wait until you're about 15 or 20 seconds again, and then fast travel on back to spawn. You'll need to do that 3 or 4 times depending on the group you have, the size, whether it's solo or 4 players, etc. Round 29 is again really easy, and it's just survive a Hellhound onslaught. I just pick your favorite training spot, train around. You're gonna get a lot of dogs, a lot of wardens, and a lot of zombies. It does sound confusing, but you get all 3, so just train around, use those guns you got to your advantage, and just absolutely smash that round out. The last round can be tricky, easier with more players in my opinion than with less, and you're gonna be locked in the warden's house. You won't have any dogs and you won't have any wardens though, so it makes it pretty simple, straightforward, but there is a lot of zombies. And once you have completed that, you have completed your gauntlet. I hope this guide has helped you out. Didn't want to make this too long, wanted to go quick through all of them. If you guys like these kind of videos, make sure to drop a like. Let me know what you thought of this gauntlet overall, if you've beaten it, if you're struggling with anything, if you have anything that you need help with, just leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to respond as quick as I can for you to get you guys that help. Again, this has been your friendly neighborhood Unpunk, leaving you off for a wonderful time in your Hellcatraz gauntlet mode. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. We'll see you soon. Peace.